Oh, what's up, guys? I hope everybody's doing well. I just opened up my. I don't know if you hear that Havana scratching herself. I just opened up my YouTube on my computer to be able to read the chats tonight, and I opened it up to my first ever super chat, and also my first ever super sticker, out wherever they call the stickers, from the Zen Ginger. Thank you so much. Um, but I'll remember that for sure. Anyways, it's weird because there's an ad playing, so um, a lot to talk about. A lot of things happened this week with fish. If you saw in the picture, I did go get my breeding group of L-107s. They are the brilliant bushy-nosed plecos. I believe I have 12 adults, and they're all pretty much in caves right now. There's a couple that are out, like back by the Amazon swords. Um, I picked those up, and this was Sunday. So I picked those up, and from the same guy, this is a local breeder. I also picked up some corydoras, barbatus, I mean. And it's also a breeding group. It's from Stephen Tanner, I believe was the original guy that caught them. They're wild caught. And they've already started breeding. Last night I went to go turn the light off on their tank, and there was eggs on the glass. So I did remove the eggs from the tank, and they're in a bowl. I don't have any methylene blue, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that they don't fungus up, and they are the first set of eggs. So we'll see how that goes, and I plan on. I did feed them. I think Monday I fed them bloodworms, and then I've also been feeding them every day tetracolor tropical granules, which is pretty much why I feed everything. And I don't know if the bloodworms was the trigger or just being in a new tank, but I'm going to, keep on it. I just did a water change on it today. They're in a 10-gallon tank, unheated, because they like cooler temperatures. And so with 10-gallon tank, parameters can go out of whack quicker. So I did a 50% water change today, and I'll probably do 50% water changes maybe like every 4 days on that tank, so that way I can keep heavily feeding it. Because listening like to Corey, he says the triggers for him, even if it's not really a trigger, is just feed them really well. A lot of people say doing cold water changes is a trigger, but with Corey's experience, it's always been just make sure they're fat and happy. So that's what I'm gonna do. It's going to require more water changes, but I'm cool with that. It's a 10 gallon, so it's not that big of a deal. Let's see. So the L-107s, they're awesome. I got one, if not maybe two, that are kind of like washed out on color. I thought they were sick, but they seem to be doing fine. They're eating. They're just really, really washed out compared to the other ones. Maybe they are sick, or maybe they're just still stressed out from moving. I did remove water before the live stream. I got to fill it back up after I gravel vacked leftover food. There are the super red juvies in this tank still, and then once those are big enough to sell online, I will sell them off, and then this tank will be for the L-107s. So definitely planning on breeding those. I do want to get those available out into the hobby. I don't see them super often, like doing some Google searching. I do find them online for sale once in a while. They're not as like abundant as some of the other L series, that's for sure. So I would like to change that. I want to try to get them out there and spread them out, especially with the corydoras. I think they look super awesome. I did a video. I think it was the day, it might have been Sunday when I got them. The patterns on them are super awesome, and not all of the adults have the same patterns. So I'm really excited to see what the babies and fry look like. I want to read on the chat real quick and see who's here, what's going on. So if you guys look at the beginning of the chat, Zen did do a sticker and a super chat. She says, congrats. We did hit the 4K mark last Wednesday's live stream like I thought we would, which is awesome. Thank you guys. And I officially monetized, I think it was yesterday. There was a delay. It took like 4 days before it registered. I had the 4K mark, and then it registered it, and then they have to do their channel review, and then all that finally, went official yesterday. So yeah, that's another step. So my next step, I guess, would be to get to that 2,000 subscriber mark, and then just keep growing as I can. GRB is here. Hello, GRB. Just so you know, GRB, I sent you an email. I haven't checked to see what emails I got this afternoon. I don't know if you responded or if you even got it. I did ship you a USB Nano air pump since you did win the raffle and you gave it up to, I think it was Zen, right? I had my list from last week. Yeah, so you were trying to get the $20 gift card, and then you gave it to Zen, which is super awesome. Zen's awesome. I ended up shipping you a USB Nano air pump. Yeah, hopefully it makes it to you. Zen, I'm just going over with the people that won stuff last week. It ended up being between like $200 and $300 worth of stuff given away, so that's pretty cool. With like shipping and stuff like that. Zen got your gift card. GRB, I put an air pump in the mail. Chevy Fish, USB air pump, that was shipped out. Wong got the fertilizer, that was shipped out. Cichlids 23 got Med Trio, that was shipped out. The only one that has not shipped, which will actually ship tomorrow, is Fishkeeper Cole won some plants, and those will ship out tomorrow. So you should have those. Oh, I forget where you were. I have your address somewhere. It's in my email. I'm guessing you'll have that Saturday. So anyways, let me see what's going on in the chat. Chevy Fish is here. Fishkeeper Cole's here. Just plain Cole. Not plain, but just Cole is here. Easygoer's here. Chattanooga Ed, hello, bud. I hope everybody's doing well. It is Wednesday. The week is half over. That's another reason I like my live streams on Wednesdays, because it's a halfway point. Monday and Tuesday, I can look forward to doing my live stream. And with work, work's been busy. People are out and about, back to their lives as normal as possible. So we've been slammed at work, which is great. I'm basically like commission. It's called flat rate, but think of it, I guess the best way to describe it would be commission. It would be the easiest thing to describe it as. So not having people for the last 2 months really sucked. But we've been slammed last week and this week, which is great. The downside is we work like every third or fourth Saturday. We have to work, and we had stopped working Saturdays during all this. But we're starting Saturday schedules again starting this Saturday, and of course it's my scheduled Saturday. But we are on reduced hours to begin with on Saturday, and we're even more reduced now because of this whole social distancing and all that stuff. So it should be an easy day, and only going in for a few hours, I'm cool with that. It frees up my Saturday to do more things. Oh, we got Havana trying to come in. You can barely see her, but she's been really needy tonight, guys. I'm telling you, she just hasn't left me alone. And Charlotte's in here, maybe. Actually, I don't hear her. I thought I heard her. But yeah, work's busy. the fish business has been doing well. Last month, I think sales were going up during the COVID, and because everybody's at home shopping online, and then now I'm kind of peaking where like this past month was like still better than the month before, but it wasn't. Instead of doing this upward trend, it started rounding out the graph. But it's been doing good. Fish, I noticed. Bob Steamfont talks about fish. I saw he did a stream about fish pricing. I didn't get to watch it, and so I don't know if he was talking about fish pricing going up. But I did notice from wholesalers that the pricing has gone up on stuff that was not substantially cheaper, but we're talking 20% more. So that kind of sucks. I know flights are still a problem, but I am looking at new wholesaler. One of my subscribers mentioned it to me today through message on Facebook. I didn't know about the company, so I looked at their stuff. They got a lot of selection on their website, so I talked to them, and they're a company that typically only deals with retail stores, and that's been my struggle with everything, with trying to find wholesalers that will sell to somebody like me that does e-commerce. But being that I have YouTube channel, the Facebook business page, Google ads, the website, all this stuff, is pushing them to approve my application. So there's like a pre-app that you do, and then they call you and actually talk to you, and they kind of feel you out. They called me, they kind of, we went back and forth, and then they decided to send me like the full real application where I have to send them my business license and reseller permit and all like the legal stuff. So we're at that point, but it's not in the clear yet because that has to go off to like their accounting department or whoever does approvals, and they actually like dig into my, I don't want to say my history, but they look at my social media influence and stuff like that. So we're in that process. They have the reason why this got brought about was they have a lot of rainbow species that aren't very common on other people's fish lists. And my subscriber, I don't know how he found them. I'm guessing Googling the certain species, found them and was like, hey, like, can you get an account with them and I'll buy these fish? So it's worth, I don't know pricing or anything because they don't list pricing until you have an account. And so I gotta get the account set up first to see what the pricing is, because it's one thing they have all these great fish, but if they're 80% more expensive, then it makes no sense to use them, especially being that they're in LA, so I'm paying for FedEx overnight, unless the orders are big enough to use an airport. But typically I use FedEx from my current wholesaler that's in LA. I even talked about them with this company because they asked who my current wholesalers were. Because I mentioned that I FedEx a lot of stuff overnight from LA, and they asked like, oh, what company do you use? And I told them like, yeah, we know them. We know like what countries they import from. So they were very knowledgeable. So I'm excited to see what kind of pricing they have, because they have a lot of fish that I'm interested in that the other wholesalers just don't have. Chattanooga Ed said, hi there, other Cole. Yeah, now there's two Coles in here. Okay. Let's talk about giveaway. So I mentioned that, last week's giveaways totaled, I didn't total it all up, but just going through my head, like what I paid with shipping and stuff, $200 to $300 in giveaways. I didn't really expect that until I got done. I was like, well, all right, this was a decent amount of giveaways that was impromptu. I didn't plan on doing that. It was fun, so I want to do it again. But this same guy that is looking for these rainbows also breeds rainbows here, and he's local to me, right? So I want to. It's going to be like when the fish expansion's done. Once I get to that point where I can have more tanks, I would love to be able to buy his um, rainbows that he's breeding himself. I would prefer to buy hobbyist bred fish always, as long as it makes sense. Like I've always said, as long as it makes sense on pricing, I would love to do it. Um, but he wants to actually give me a pair of one of his rainbow fish to give away on the channel, and I thought that was extremely nice of him. I said I would name the stream after him, and he said no. You know, he already has enough people, is what he said, asking him for fish. He doesn't want to like deal with all that, so I'm gonna leave him unnamed. If he mentions his name, cool, no biggie. But we'll call him the silent benefactor for a giveaway. But he wants to give away a pair of um, Parkinsoni. I forget the actual pronunciation of it. Let me. I won't worry about it. But he wants to give away a pair of them, and I will pay for the shipping to whoever wins it. It will be a U.S. only Parkinsoni. Bob just posted it, so. Anyways, it's going to be a U.S. only giveaway just because of shipping. But I will probably do that next week. I was going to do it tonight, but I want to get the fish here. So he doesn't live too far away. It's probably maybe 20 minutes from me where we're going to meet up. I want to get the fish here, and that way, as soon as I do the raffle, I can mail them out. So I figure if I did the raffle tonight, and then with work being so busy and like my schedule, I'd hate to not be able to ship them out coming Monday or Tuesday. Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, whenever I ship out the live shipments. Anyways, I want to get them here first. So I'm hoping maybe between now and next week I can get them. But our schedules have to align and all that stuff. But that will be probably the next giveaway. If for some reason I can't have them for next week, hi Havana, hi girl. If for some reason I can't get them for next week, then I will do a different giveaway. I do want to give some fish away, and I know for everybody that's overseas, that kind of sucks if you're trying to get something free because it's only for U.S. People. But I'm thinking I want to do something small, maybe like glow light tetras or black neon tetras, or maybe I'll do like you get to pick one or the other. Like you have the chance to win black neons tonight or glow lights. Which would you prefer? And I think that's how I kind of want to do, like when it comes to fish giveaways, have an option one or the other. Because everybody loves winning free stuff, but maybe it's like a species that you just don't really enjoy that much. Like it's not like something that you're like, yeah, I really want it. But maybe if you have two options, be like, I'd rather have these than these, And then you can always win it and then give it away to somebody. But I find playing the game is fun. Cichlids just dropped a $5 super chat. It's weird. Now I get to say that. And it just disappeared. So let me catch it up onto my computer screen. I'm scrolling. I'm promising, guys. I'm trying to catch up. Pam's here. Hello, Pam. Says thunderstorms here today. I thought it was going to rain here today. It looked kind of dark, but it hasn't. We are going to go for a walk on this live stream. So, like I said, a lot of things happened this past few days with the new plecos behind me, with the corydoras out in the family room. I want to show you guys those. And I also put some fish into the outdoor pond last night. And I also I want to show you the moss tree. I did a video on it, and I haven't released it because I wanted to show the progress of the tree. And to be honest, it's going to be a terrible video because I show like day 1 or day 3, and then I didn't record anything for 2 weeks. And that moss I have, the Christmas moss that's available on the website, once it like establishes, it grows like a weed. So now this tree's got moss just coming out of the top of it, and I didn't notice it until yesterday because I don't pay that much attention to that tank. That was my tequila sunrise. That's what's out in the pond now. My tequila sunrise, I brought in fish over the winter. They went to a 10-gallon in my kitchen just to overwinter, and now they're back outside. So that tank is empty minus the moss tree, and it's going to go back to being a brine shrimp tank grow out. That's my most popular video on this channel, and I'm going to basically redo that video start to finish, so that way any question, like I got a ton of comments on that video. I can answer all those questions in that video, and it was kind of like informational but not educational. This one I want to be fully educational. I get comments about I talk too much. They just want to see the brine shrimp, all right? So I want to do a video where it's like I'm recording it and I just do like a voice overlay. So that way you're not looking at me, and people can learn about how to grow out brine shrimp because they're great for puffer fish, and they're great for really all fish. It's a great food source. Baby brine's awesome, and it's perfect timing because I have axolotls that are hatching and they need baby brine, so I need to get the system up and running. So that's a definite this week project. But anyways, to the super chat, Cichlids23, thank you so much. Thanks for the giveaway, much appreciated. I appreciate everybody here. You guys are supporting me. I honestly didn't think, I mean, it's weird because it's only like 1,000 and a couple hundred subs. Not that many in the greater scheme of things, but I never thought I'd be at this point. And, you know, I always hear people like when they hit the 10,000 mark or 100,000, you know, they never thought they would get there. But I guess you just got to keep plugging away at it. And so I you know, I couldn't do it with all you guys, so I appreciate all of you. Mickey M says, which number will you pick today at Cichlids23? Do you think he will pick number 23? Show You Fish says, I like the option choice on fish. Yeah, so I mean, that was just an idea I had. I know with, you know, Dan's Fish, he gives away something every week, or most every week, which is super awesome. It gets people engaged into the live streams. So that's something I want to do. And as far as my appreciation for you guys, I feel like whether it's something small, you know, maybe it's like a little pack of food, you know, it's fun doing the numbers and the, you know, guess the number game. And oh, there's Charlotte. I just saw her in the corner of the screen. You know, just kind of fun interaction. So, you know, maybe one day if I'm making millions of dollars, I'll give away a big aquarium or something crazy. But until then, it'll be smaller stuff. But, you know, it's fun. Passes the time. Rob93 said, the flame moss I have seems to be the slowest growing. This is the only moss I have. It's Christmas moss. I bought it on a mat from the local fish store like forever ago. And it grows... It's probably my fastest growing plant right now, like no joke. I have a 20-gallon long that actually has some German blue rams in it, and it's just full of this Christmas moss. When it takes over in other tanks, I just pull out handfuls and toss it into a 20 long. It's what I use on my shipments of shrimp. So whenever people buy shrimp online, I take a piece of the moss and put it in. A lot of people will ship shrimp with like cloth netting out, or whatever the netting is. Well, some of it's plastic and the there's some that I've had that's more fabricy feeling, because when you ship shrimp, they like to hold on to something, even if they're being tossed around like upside down. They still want to hold on to something. So having something in a bag when you're shipping shrimp is the best thing to do. And I use moss. And these are, it's moss coming out of a tank, so there's biofilm on the moss, so they can be munching away while they're sitting in a truck somewhere, right? And then really, people could take the moss, and then, it's not very, it's small, like a little piece, right? They could take that, plop it in one of your tanks, and then grow it out, and then they have a supply of moss. So that's why I use it. It's free to me, and it's free to you. I don't want to say it's a bonus because it's such a small piece, but hey, it's however you want to look at it. But I think it's best for shrimp because it's a food source, that biofilm and all that stuff. GRB says Charlotte is passed out. She's not passed out. She's just laying there. She's waiting for me to leave the room. She doesn't like being alone, so she either needs Havana or myself around her. I think it's a comfort thing with her being deaf, since we're both in here. Havana's in my lap right now. I don't know if you... Oh. You can see her head? Yeah. Oh, can I get this back? Alright. Mike said, is the moss under high light? So, I have this moss in everything from low light to high light to no light. It's in my middle rack of 20s on the flow-through system, which would be a highlight rack because it's got a Fluval 3.0 above it, and it's a 20 long, so it's not deep. It grows gangbusters in that tank, right? I have it in with my Indian pea puffer. That's a low light tank. It's got a cheap, I don't know if it's Aquaneat or, it's probably an Aquaneat, and it was a mistake on my end. I accidentally bought a Fowler, which is fish only with live rock. It's not a plant spectrum light, and it's not one of their high output ones either. And then it's going through a twin wall poly lid, so it's going through basically 2 layers of plastic. So it's definitely not a high light tank at all. And it grows in that tank. It's not growing as fast, but it's growing. And then I have it in this moss tree that's under a light from a desktop lamp. And I'll show you guys that here in a minute when we go walk out there. But, or Havana, you're so needy. Yeah, she hasn't even been outside. She won't go outside unless she, like, actually has to go to the bathroom. So maybe she's getting to that point. But we'll go outside, too, so we look at the pond. And then I have it in a shrimp tank that has no light on top of it. It just gets ambient room light. And then it's also in my Blue Dream tank, which has light on top of it. It's a shop light, and it's a big, huge mass of moss in that tank. And we can show all this too. Stumpy's fish thing says, hey, got a question. I have 2 fish that are sick. So what's your question? We need a little bit more information about what they are. Okay, there we go. My convict, but 5 inches have been laying on side, not wanting to swim for about 3 weeks. He eats fine. Okay, so with a fish on its side, it could be a swim bladder issue. Now my 8-inch jack is now doing the same. Okay, so if you got multiple fish doing the same thing, it's not going to be a swim bladder issue, I wouldn't think. So, he looks way worse. So, have you tried medications or salt yet? So, I would probably lean towards probably a parasite. You tried salt, Metaflex. Is that like Metafix? Um, I would probably try some general cure because that would knock out if it has a parasite. I hate to be that guy, but the med trio, I like to do all three at once. So you can do the general cure for like parasites. Um, you can treat with ICX or IC medication. Um, and then with any time there's an infection or anything going on, antibiotics, which would be Maricin, is what I sell. Um, the API version would be EM. What do they call it? It's been so long since I sold it. EM erythromycin. So I would try that. That's as far as I've gone as far as having issues. Those three usually always knock out any issues I have. But somebody in the chat might have had more experience with a fish that's laying on its side. Bob said Paragard is gentle but effective on a lot of issues, so you might want to try Paragard. I don't have any Paragard. Got a super chat from Sand Creeks Aquatics. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm sure people will post their experiences in the chat. Let's go past that halfway mark. Let's go take a walk. If I can get this dog out, let's go. Sweet. All right, actually, I'll show you this tank first. Let me get you off the stand. And I'm going to flip you around. All right, so obviously the super reds, they're kind of out and about wherever they are. They go through the plants. So here's the brilliant bristle nose. They are the L-107s. And they're all caved up. I see one back by the heater. There's a couple back there. Here's the one I was saying is washed out. And it's been like that since I got it. It freaked me out because I'm like, man, that thing is sick. Compare to the other ones. Look how dark, this one is. Compare that one. Like, that thing is sick, right? But it's been eating and swimming around fine. So, I'm at that point where I'm like, I don't know if it's just washed out. I don't feel like it should be washed out. So I think I am probably going to treat this tank, as we were just talking about, doing the med trio, just to make sure nothing's wrong. It's just that it's so washed out that it makes me nervous. But Bob just said color variation. I mean, yeah, maybe that's all it is. I've never kept these. Maybe it is just a light version. They all look fine, so maybe I shouldn't worry about it. But they definitely like the caves. I have not checked to see if there's anything going on in the caves yet, but yeah, I'm just letting them. They've been here since Sunday. There's a couple of the super reds. Now let's go look at the barbatus or barbatus. Sorry, it's dark. The lights are off. Flip you around. All right, let's see if I can get good video. So these are the guys that laid for me last night. Sorry, I just did a water change, so the water's all cloudy. The patterns on these guys are cool. There's one in here I really, really like. He's got a stripe down his head. And this was just a ram's horn tank, just a breed ram's horn, so there's nothing cool in this tank. There's one back there. Just trying to find. It's a one of those half moon tanks, like a bow front. So it's really hard to get any kind of good video on this. It's very distorted. There's one of the guys with the stripe down in the center. GRB said, did you remove the eggs? Yes, I did. They actually laid them like right here on the glass. I came to shut the light off last night and I saw them, so I did remove the eggs. Oh, sorry, Havana. I just stepped on Havana. And then I haven't had much action on this tank yet. They laid eggs once and I didn't pull it, unfortunately. So they haven't laid again yet, so I think I just need him heavy with the bloodworms. And this tank, I started doing a video about neurite snails on it. Algae took over like crazy. You see the glass. This is where the tequila sunrise were for the winter. They're outside now. But here is the Christmas moss tree. Oh, I forgot to turn the heater off. This water's cold. So yeah, it's growing out pretty good. Oh, it looks all. Oh, there's some pogo in there. Sorry, it's growing out pretty good. It looks flat once you take it out of the water, but get that out. And you're not going to be able to see it very well through the side because of the algae. But yeah, this is that Christmas moss I was saying. It grows pretty quick. And this is just using a desktop lamp on this side. That's another reason why there's a lot of algae growth, is because that light is right against the glass. But I did pop 2 neurites in here to watch them do their work and kind of do a little short video on them. But I might scrap that video because I want to do that brine shrimp tank again. I guess we can do a sneak peek of a new toy I got. I'm currently in the testing phase. Let me flip you around here, guys. This will be a first. Working on it. I bought a laser engraver. I'm doing the plaques for Ohio Fish Rescue. And I was doing 3D prints. I'm walking outside. I know it's dark, but we'll get brighter here in a second. Wanna go outside? I was doing 3D prints, and I didn't think it looked professional enough. I need a haircut too, by the way. Can't tell. I didn't think it looked professional enough, so I ended up buying a laser engraver, and there's a learning curve on it, so I've been doing some test prints. But yeah, let me flip you guys around. So here's the pond. Nothing crazy to look at. And of course, I guess you can see the fish in there. They're all towards the bottom right now. So it looks really dark because I was pulling sand out of that 55 pleco tank. And instead of throwing the sand away, I actually put it in the pond. So the water, you're seeing the bottom. It's got black sand. Got my waterfall. But tequila sunrise, these guys actually grew up out here last year. And now they're back outside again. And they grow gangbusters. If you guys have never put fish outside, do it. They grow so quick, so fast, and huge outside. They're all kind of, I'm probably getting a really bad reflection. They're all kind of balled up over here. I don't know if I'll be able, I know it's going to be hard to see them. They're moving. Let me grab some fish food. Maybe they'll, I don't know if they'll come up for fish food, but we'll try. Get my can of Tetracolor. And I'll check the chat, guys. I've been missing the chat, I'm sure. Don't fall. Okay. Okay, they're over here in the middle. I don't know if I'll be able to get them to come up or not, but in the sunlight, since they're, you know, yellow and red, they glimmer really well. Yeah, they're just letting the food sink to the bottom. They're getting it towards the bottom. And then, like I said, I just put them in here yesterday, so they need to get comfortable. There's really no cover in here yet. I think I might put a dwarf aquarium lily in here. And that will help with like nitrates and also give them some cover from the sun. Lid back on. I'll leave the dogs outside for a bit until they start barking. Oh, I can show you the axolotls. Flip. Okay, so they're sitting here on my washing machine. These are just some of the ones I pulled out. Let me see. If I tap the side of this, you'll see them move. Or not move. Come on, little guy. There's one right here. Of course, now he's not going to move. He just moved before I flipped you guys around, I swear. Let's see, there's one right there. Just little guys. Some of the eggs did not make it, but oh, focus. It's not going to focus, but up there went a guy zooming around. So, and this was not a planned event. I don't really plan on breeding axolotls. It happened, and I'm going back to my room real quick. I wasn't even going to pull eggs, but I thought, why not see what happens. Put you guys back in the holder. I don't break it. Cool. So, I mean, if those little guys make it, cool. If not, I'm not going to be heartbroken. I'm just not prepared to have a bunch of tubs and stuff to grow out a bunch of axolotls, because there's easily 100 eggs that were in the tank. Yeah, I just don't want to deal with that right now. I got a lot of projects I need to get going on. The shed is the main project I gotta get done, or start and get done. I did come up with a layout. I think I'm going to do like a I think it's 10 foot by 14 feet. I think is what I came up with. I think it's 10 foot by 14 feet. I might go 16 feet. I don't know yet. The shed's got to be big enough to put all my car crap in. So I got like spare wheels for like when I was road racing, spare tires from when I was road racing, exhaust parts, and all that crap. Because everything that's in the garage, if I want to do what I'm planning on, turning that into a fish room, everything that's in the garage needs to go out to the shed. And I think it's going to be some downsizing. I have a sandblast cabinet. I used to powder coat like car parts and motorcycle parts, like as a hobby. I don't have an air compressor here anymore, so can't use the sandblaster. Might as well sell it. And some other stuff like that, but yeah, lots of work. And I was looking at buying a shed, and I think I'm just going to build it myself. I'll probably record building the shed and post it, and you know, if you guys like building stuff, you can watch it. If not, like, obviously, you know, I understand like it's not fish related, but maybe it'll bring some other people into the channel that like building stuff and fish. I don't know, but I'll probably record that process. One of my favorite channels is not even a fish channel. It's a construction company guy. It's like a solo guy, does like construction work. But yeah, just, you know, different hobbies, I guess, combined. I like building stuff, so I'll probably record it and make a video. And then I was going through my phone a few days ago, and I have like, I don't know, there's dozens of clips of videos that, like, when I do something, I'm like, oh, I should record this, and then I forget about it. So, like, I have a bunch of clips I need to edit together and make the videos out of, from like a fish import from a couple weeks ago, or maybe it's been longer than a couple weeks at this point. A few weeks ago, local wholesale order a few weeks ago, the moss tree that I just showed you. I mentioned about the nearite video. That's another video. Got a lot of editing to do. Just I'm such a small channel, but I feel like I need somebody to like answer emails and like edit videos. And I think if I did like the fish thing as a full-time like job, it'd be easier. I definitely would have more time to be able to do things like that. But working, you know, 40 hours on cars and then doing this every evening, I'm really strapped for time. Bob said I did that, Steven, a few months ago. Random as heck. Got great views and comments. Glad I could use the clips. Yeah, if you're talking about like the random clips, I have a bunch of random clips, but it's all for a specific video. It's just I recorded the content and it's been sitting on my phone. Probably plus some other random stuff, but I've been thinking about the channel with like, you know, this milestone, how I want to grow the channel further and, you know, keep going forward. I saw Mikey LeMay's here. Hey, Mikey. I think I kind of want to incorporate more of everything that I do. And like, I know it's a fish channel, but you know, maybe there's people that are subscribed that also like other things. I'm not saying like doing a ton of videos specific to one thing, but like building the shed, I might do a video on that. If and when I build the fish room, obviously I will do a whole video on that. I've done videos when I built my first fish room, but I'll continue doing that stuff. I'm trying to think of what else. I don't know. Like this laser engraving, I might do some videos on that, even though the laser engraving itself as a topic is not fish related, even though I'm doing fish related plaques. You know, doing videos like that, I think I want to put up on the channel. It's pretty cool. It's not a very powerful laser, so you have to really dial in the settings. It works best on full blast, but on full blast you can't get details because you're basically, the laser's burning the objects. If you're using wood, it's burning the wood. If you're using like plastic or fabric, it's still burning it. So if it's like, if you don't get the power just right, if it's too low, the laser doesn't work at all. Like, it has to basically catch an edge at that microscopic level to work, because it's not that powerful of a laser. So I've been doing test prints to try to dial it in and, you know, find out what works best. Because I did some prints on, they give you basically like cardboard paper, and it works great on paper. But once I got wood, since it was a harder material, I had to bump up the power. Well, once I bumped up the power to full blast, it was just burning it into char, to where detailed stuff wasn't legible. It's hard to get detail though too with like, this is a very low end laser. So anyways, that's a whole nother topic, I guess, but I might do like a video just showing making the plaques for Ohio Fish Rescue. But yeah, we'll see. And then maybe I can do plaques for other YouTube channels, or for anybody that has a fish room or a fish tank. I feel like I got something in my eye. You know, it could be someone on the website. You pay $10, you send me an email of what you want it to say. If you want to say Kaler's Aquatics or Cole, you know, something, Cole's tanks. Maybe that's something I could do down the road. It's kind of cool. The only thing is, if you're doing like plastic with it, you gotta do it outside because it's basically burning whatever material you're lasering. So with wood, I'm doing it inside, and my house smells like a fireplace right now, which I'm not concerned about that. But with like plastics and stuff, I gotta set it up outside, so I'm not breathing in burning plastic. And Cole says, "See you, Ed. Where are you located again?" I think he's in Nashville. That was a joke, by the way. We're actually coming up on 9 o'clock almost already, guys. So I think I talked about all the new fish, the breeding. I'm trying to go over this real quick. I got some new tanks coming down the pipeline, pending some things. These are going to be like display tanks. And I don't really want to let the cat out of the bag. It's from another YouTuber, a bigger channel. And they are downsizing their collection. So they reached out to me asking if I wanted some tanks, and I think also the livestock that's in the tanks. So yeah, I don't really want to mention the specifics on the tanks because it'll probably give away their channel. But yeah, I feel like this got all messed up. I don't know. Oh, Cole, if you're asking about me, I'm in Ohio. I thought you meant Ed because, you know, Chattanooga Ed. That's why I said Nashville. I'm in Ohio. If you want to order like live items, I only ship to US. Well, I guess I only ship to US only on everything right now. Anything live, let me take that back. Fish and stuff like that ship Monday, Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays, depending on where you live. I try to ship out Monday and Tuesdays. If you're close enough, I will ship Wednesdays. Plants now ship basically all week long. Once it gets towards the weekend, I'm more cautious about when that goes out. But I'm not shipping those under the fish shipment, so it's the $9.99 shipping fee unless you spend $50, then it's free. So if you buy a bunch of fish food, throw in some plants with your order, you spend $50, it's free shipping. I don't know how long free shipping is going to go on for. A lot of people are raising their shipping rates, or not rates, but like websites are what they're charging. I think Aquarium Co-op is spend $99 and you get free shipping. Right now I'm at like $49.99, but that might change depending on how the summer goes with pricing going up on everything. It seems like shipping rates went up a little while ago, and they'll probably go up again this year. They went up 3 times, I think, since I started shipping online. It's just pricing on everything's going up, and right now with fish being limited, the wholesale pricing list has gone up, which kind of sucks. But you know, hopefully once the airports and everything are back to full steam, those prices will come back down. And I need more tanks. That's what it comes down to. I need more tanks so I can have more variety. My local wholesaler's got quite a few different nano fish I like. I just need more tank space. That's what it comes down to. And then the other thing is, before I add more tanks, I could add another 10 tanks to my current rack system. I did this not automated. I was like, oh, it won't be a big deal. I'll just Python all the tanks. And that was a mistake. Rack system 1, I flip a valve, all the water changes are done. Rack system 2, flip a valve, does all the water changing for me. This third rack, the big one, the import rack, it's it's all manual water changes. It sucks. I do it quick, but it's not like the other racks where I could just flip a valve and then walk away and go do other stuff. I can still change water quick. It's just I have to be doing it. And with so much going on with, working till 5, I come home, do orders, get them to the post office by 6, and then I got to answer emails and do my wire changes, feed the fish, stuff like that. I'd rather have more time to do that stuff than do water changes. So if I go to the garage, everything's going to be full automation. Every tank will be drilled, like rack 1 and 2. But instead of manually opening valves, I'm going to put it all on electric solenoids and control it all through my phone. So I can set up timers to run. Instead of doing, because right now I'm doing like a big water change at a time. So the import racks are typically getting like, the 20 longs are getting almost a 50% water change. The 29s are getting like a 40% water change. I could spread that out like over the whole day. So I could set it up to where it's changing water like 10% at 9 a.m., 10% at noon, or however, whatever percentage I want every single day. And then that in turn will allow me to really pump up the food. CPDs are going to be available this week. I had a local guy that wanted a bunch. He changed his mind. He's getting a different fish from me now. He bought some CPDs from a local fish store. They all died, and I guess that kind of like turned him off of CPDs. So he's going like a different route. No biggie, but Jack and Dan want CPDs from me, so they have first dibs. They sent me email. I think they're probably getting around 10 of them. I don't know if it's like 8 to 12, somewhere around there. And once I have their order off to them, the rest will be available. They are colored up, and they're a good size to ship now. They were like stupid tiny. So this batch, I've been able to feed them, get them big enough, because the CPDs will do better once they're a little bit bigger. And they're at that point now. I've had this group for a month and a half now, I think. 6 or 7 weeks. They cleared quarantine a long time ago. It's just I haven't released them because of size. And then I've mentioned it before. The website might show like there's hardly any fish right now. Like physically, like you see pictures. If I don't have the fish at all, I took the product off the website. If the product's on the website but it says sold out, that means I have it. It's in a tank. It's either going through quarantine or it's got to put on some size before I'll sell it. I just figured it'd be easier right now for you guys that instead of going to be like, man, everything's sold out. Like, what the heck? This guy sucks. I thought just remove whatever I know I won't be able to get right now because of importing or the local wholesaler can't get it. I just figured it'd be easier to take it off. So that's why which probably doesn't help with my wholesale account I try to get today. Because they probably went to the website, they're like, this guy doesn't sell anything. And they definitely looked at my website because he said, we have 13 different kinds of neocaradinas we sell. And like he hit me with that. And my Blue Dreams are like one of my best sellers. They're listed as import. I have them listed as import because if I find like a big one, because it's really hard to catch out of that tank like full adults, so I always send the juvies, which are honestly better because they're going to live longer for you and they're all tank raised. Once I know all those adults are gone, I'm going to switch that listing from import over to tank bred because it's like gangbusters. There's thousands, guaranteed thousands of Blue Dreams in this 55. It's got a big, huge thing of moss. Like, everywhere you look, there's dozens of these things. All right, maybe not thousands. There's probably at least 1,000, though. I mean, okay, maybe there's not 1,000, but there's hundreds, I tell you. But, yeah, so anyways, we're at that 9 o'clock mark, guys. So I want to thank you guys for the super chats that I got tonight. That was awesome. First time ever. This is history right here, guys. But Dan's Fish is next. I'm assuming he's going live tonight. Zen just posted his link in the chat, so thank you for that. Bob, thank you for being here. I appreciate it. And look forward to seeing you guys next week and hopefully doing a rainbow giveaway. And if I don't do rainbows, then I will do something else for sure. Mickey, I don't know if you're talking to me or not. And I would keep fine sand where caves are placed so fry can't fall in between the soil gravel. I would keep less thickness of sand soil at the caves. Oh, you said right there, at Cichlids 23. I was going to say that is fine sand. It was a pain in the butt. I took most of it out. I definitely took at least half of the sand out. But I think when this stream's over, I'm going to take my flashlight and look in the caves, just be like, oh, fingers crossed that there's eggs in there already. That'd be awesome. But anyways, guys, let's go over Dan's Fish. Thank you so much for the support. We did it, guys. We did it. So I'll see you next week. And I gotta come up with a hang tag, like, you know, stay fishy. I always say stay fishy because I'm always at Ohio Fish Rescue all the time, and it's stuck in my head. But you guys, that's your homework for this week. Find me a hang tag to throw out there at the end. But stay fishy, I guess, until we come up with something. See you guys.